INFJ. Why'd I always care more than they do? Individuals with the INFJ personality type experience the world in a way that is often misunderstood by others. One of the most challenging experiences for an INFJ is rejection, and for them, it hits harder, cuts deeper, and takes longer to heal than for many other types. In this video, we'll explore the psychology behind why rejection impacts INFJs so profoundly. From their heightened emotional sensitivity to their idealism, we'll dive deep into what makes rejection such a uniquely painful experience for this complex personality type. 1. INFJs struggle to let go. INFJs are known for their idealism, and this extends to their relationships. When they form a bond with someone, they often envision a future with that person, dreaming about how things could unfold. Rejection forces them to let go of this idealized vision, and that can be incredibly difficult for them. The end of a relationship, or even the rejection of a potential relationship, feels like the loss of something greater than just the connection itself. It's the loss of the future they had hoped for, and that's not something INFJs easily let go of. 2. INFJs internalize rejection as a reflection of self-worth. For many INFJs, rejection feels deeply personal. Even if the rejection had nothing to do with them as an individual, they tend to internalize it as a reflection of their worth or value. They may question their own adequacy, wondering if they're enough, or if something is inherently wrong with them. This self-doubt can linger long after the rejection, leading to a downward spiral of negative thinking and insecurity. Because INFJs hold themselves to such high standards, they may feel like they have failed, even if the rejection was out of their control. 3. INFJs internalize rejection as a reflection of self-worth. For many INFJs, rejection feels deeply personal. Even if the rejection had nothing to do with them as an individual, they tend to internalize it as a reflection of their worth or value. They may question their own adequacy, wondering if they're enough, or if something is inherently wrong with them. This self-doubt can linger long after the rejection, leading to a downward spiral of negative thinking and insecurity. Because INFJs hold themselves to such high standards, they may feel like they have failed, even if the rejection was out of their control. 4. INFJs fear misunderstanding. INFJs are often misunderstood because of their complex and introspective nature. They think deeply about the world, about others, and about their relationships, but their thoughts and emotions are often difficult for others to grasp. When they face rejection, they might feel like they weren't truly seen or understood by the other person. This misunderstanding amplifies the pain of rejection because INFJs long to be understood on a deep, emotional level. If they're rejected without explanation or in a way that feels superficial, it can leave them feeling invisible, reinforcing the idea that no one truly gets them. 5. INFJs take relationships seriously. Unlike some personality types who might be comfortable with casual relationships, INFJs take their connections very seriously. Whether it's friendships or romantic partnerships, they invest time, energy, and emotional depth into building something meaningful. When rejected, INFJs often feel like they've lost more than just the relationship. They've lost an important part of their identity, too. Since relationships are so important to them, rejection can feel like an invalidation of their emotional efforts and their sense of self-worth. 6. INFJs process emotions internally. INFJs are introverts, which means they tend to process their emotions internally. After being rejected, they may spend a lot of time ruminating and reflecting on what happened. This introspective nature means they replay the rejection over and over in their minds, analyzing every detail and second-guessing their actions. This tendency to overthink can make the pain of rejection linger far longer for INFJs than for other types. Instead of moving on quickly, they might become stuck in a cycle of self-blame and emotional turmoil. 7. INFJs struggle with vulnerability. Despite their ability to form deep connections, INFJs can struggle with vulnerability. They guard their hearts carefully, and it often takes a long time for them to fully open up to someone. When they do finally trust someone enough to let them in, rejection can feel like a betrayal of that trust. This makes rejection especially painful because INFJs don't share their inner worlds with just anyone. They've likely spent time building trust and allowing themselves to be vulnerable, so when that is met with rejection, it cuts deeply into their sense of safety and emotional security. 8. INFJs are highly empathetic. As one of the most empathetic types, INFJs feel emotions, both their own and others, on a very deep level. When they're rejected, they don't just feel the pain of their own loss. They might also overanalyze the emotions and reasons behind the rejection, trying to understand how the other person felt and why they acted the way they did. This hyper-awareness of emotional dynamics can make rejection feel overwhelming for INFJs, as they take on the emotional burden of not only their pain but also the pain they perceive in the other person. 9. INFJs struggle with the why behind rejection. One of the most frustrating aspects of rejection for INFJs is the lack of clear reasoning. They crave understanding and meaning, and when they're rejected without explanation, it leaves them feeling unsettled. INFJs often need closure to move on, and without it, they may spend a long time searching for answers. This lack of resolution can make the pain of rejection feel more intense. INFJs want to know why things didn't work out, and if they don't get a clear answer, they may fill in the blanks with self-blame or assumptions that further hurt their self-esteem. 10. INFJs have deep emotional connections. INFJs don't engage in shallow or surface-level relationships. Whether it's friendships, romantic relationships, or even professional connections, they invest deeply in the people they care about. Their ability to form strong emotional bonds means they don't take rejection lightly. When an INFJ feels rejected, it's not just about the situation itself. They've likely spent a great deal of time and energy building that emotional connection, often imagining how the relationship might unfold in the future. Rejection feels like a severing of something deeply personal and intimate, which is why it hurts so much more. 11. INFJs are perfectionists with high expectations. INFJs are known for their idealism and perfectionism, especially when it comes to relationships. They have high expectations, not just of others, but of themselves. When they care for someone, they give their all, and they often expect the same level of dedication in return. Rejection feels like a failure to meet these expectations, and INFJs tend to take it very personally. They may ruminate over what went wrong, feeling as though they could have done something different to prevent it. This internalization of failure makes rejection feel like a personal shortcoming, even when it's not. For INFJs, rejection is not just about the loss of a relationship or opportunity. It's about the deeper emotional and psychological impact that it has on their sense of self, their values, and their need for meaningful connection. Their introspective and empathetic nature means that rejection cuts deeply, often triggering a cycle of overthinking, self-doubt, and emotional distress. But while rejection hits INFJs harder, it also serves as a powerful catalyst for growth. Over time, many INFJs learn to channel their pain into self-discovery, using rejection as a way to better understand themselves and what they truly need in relationships. By embracing their unique emotional depth, INFJs can eventually heal and find the deep, authentic connections they so desire. Ultimately, while rejection may hurt more for INFJs, it also leads to a greater understanding of themselves, their values, and the kinds of relationships they're willing to pursue in the future.